certainly was a vital game when we look forward to the double chance, which will come up later this year in the finals. As we went into the game, Centrals went in with a 2-game break over the Panthers. Of course, they met on the Wednesday night with South Adelaide defeating Central Districts, but Centrals had a lot of players out. They regained many of those for today's clash. South Adelaide won the toss, and Robert, they certainly made full use of that breeze.
They did. They kicked 7 goals 3 to 1 goal 1 in the first quarter, and they played very well indeed. In fact, Central Districts hardly went into attack, I would think, past half forward till about the 20-minute mark of the quarter. And South Adelaide held a great ascendancy across centre, which they did all day, where Darren Kapler played a wonderful game on the wing, Craig Dewhurst and Ron Hakely until he went off. But in the first quarter, they were superb. And of course, that set up a lot of opportunities across half forward. John Schneebickler at centre half forward on Peter Bytheen was in control there, with David Kapler alongside of him. And then there were the small players around the field who were doing an excellent job for South Adelaide. Players like Would, Fairclough, Nayley, Hewitt were playing very, very good games, and there was no doubt in this first quarter that South Adelaide were headed for a very good day.
Bounce up, Schneebickler again got the tap. Edwards had his nose over the ball, couldn't get it to Kapler. Here goes South Adelaide again. Harris is on the lead, but the shot by Kapler is high towards the goal square area. Big mark at the back. It looked like Philip Would, is it?
Yes, correct.
It is. Great mark, kept his eyes on the ball. It's a high one that came in. He was behind his opponent. He's kicked a few goals too. This will be number 54. There it goes, straight between the 2 white sticks. So South off to a great start. His left foot kick. Schneebickler, fine take. Half volley. He's got plenty of time. Pocket areas looking for Kapler. Found him. And he's found him.
Oh, that was
Darren Kapler.
South Adelaide went into attack confidently then. They're not frightened to attack the centre half forward area. That was beautifully done then by South Adelaide. So going wide out to the boundary when they came from the half back line. They went to Schneebickler up the centre of the ground. Very confident.
Darren Kapler's shot for goal is good. South Adelaide kicking well at this stage. 4 straight goals. Moves it in. The big left foot boomer in towards the full forward position. Arms up there, Schneebickler. Would from the back, read it beautifully. Through she goes. 2 to Philip Would.
Hakely went short looking for Darryl Hewitt. Nice body close. The umpires let play go on. Picked up by David Kapler onto that left boot of his and straight between the 2 white sticks. Second goal to David Kapler, and South Adelaide are now on 6 goals 2. Central Districts on 1 goal 1.
Dewhurst covering a lot of ground. He's kicked towards centre half forward. Schneebickler. Good mark.
See, they're moving into there quickly, aren't they? There was a kick across the ground then, ignored it and went directly up to the centre half forward position.
Schneebickler long and low, was looking for Nayley. Didn't come off. Pryor was in the way. And a free kick played from the bottom of the pack. South Adelaide's way. Slattery will pick it up. Didn't see what for.
Holding the ball. Player went to ground and he was tackled. No effort to made to get rid of it. So therefore the South Adelaide team pick up a free kick for holding the ball as the siren sounds.
It's a pretty handy one for South Adelaide. They're already 5 goals up. It's a great start.
Wayne Slattery coming in, also a chance to notch his 300th league goal if he gets this one.
He has.
Slattery's kick, there's the 300 and 1 on the siren for South. So at quarter time, they're now 7 goals 3. Central Districts 1 goal 1.
Well, one of the features of South Adelaide's play was their ability to get the ball from player to player with some very good reflex handball. They never waited to get tackled at any stage or try to dodge players. They went from player to player very quickly, and as a result, they moved the ball very fast. But in the second quarter, Centrals fought back somewhat. Philip Graham gave them something across half forward. He kicked a couple of good goals during the quarter, and they started to look as though they were going to be very threatening. But Stuart Palmer in the back pocket on Wilbur Wilson had played very, very well and was continuing to do so. They held firm in defence, South Adelaide, and in the second quarter they managed to kick into the breeze and play excellently. They ended up kicking 4 goals 6 in this quarter to Central Districts 3 goals 4, and they led well at half-time.
DeRoge up high, but Christie waited for it and got the ball to clear his side, but it's away by Rowe. Into attack, Wilbur Wilson with a chance. Tapped it on well, Graham couldn't get hold of it. Graham's got it now, he's loose, goes for goal, and there it is. Central's quick to get started. 2 goals 1 now, South Adelaide 7-3. Both Bubners playing well. That's the 6th kick for Peter Bubner. Drives it in, gee, the breeze behind it. Oh, screamer from Philip Graham. Got the sit, went up, classic stuff. Hewitt was the step ladder. And what a fine mark. Ernie Sigley, one of the great South Adelaide fans. And he doesn't like that at all. Graham. 2 goals this quarter in a hurry.
McGrath, handball to Phil Graham. He went before it got to him. McGrath backs up, back to Phil Graham again. Here goes Centrals to the pocket area. Off hands, Fraser a chance. Picks up, he needs support. He's going to try and go round Brooksby. Hasn't got the speed. Platten. He'll need support, back to Fraser. Fraser's kick is high to the square. Coming in, Norsworthy. There's nobody there. He'll play on. A goal.
Christie got it to Dewhurst. That was tapped on to White. And they're away onto the half-forward line, but in the way. Stephen Bone couldn't take that. It was on goes Slattery, and he's in a hurry, and he's gone for goal, and he's there. His second goal, and South Adelaide needed that one to get a start in the second quarter. South Adelaide take it down the grandstand wing. Schneebichler in front, Bone behind. That time they played football. Oh, there's another one.
John Schneebichler just gave a gentle kick of that player as he went along, number 49, and hit him as well. Put him down.
You can see Schneebichler has got some reason to be cross. He's got blood all over his head. He's still playing footy, though. He got the tap on the Kapler. Kapler on the bottom of the pack, holds it in. There'll have to be another ball up.
Norsworthy came in very hard there too.
Yes, they're getting a little bit short on temper at the moment. Lost control of the ball, and Centrals must do that. They're 5 goals behind, and they've got to have control of the footy.
Bounce up, Schneebichler, blood streaming down the face. Gary Chris is on the boundary line. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to get Schneebichler off.
He just needs a couple of stitches. He'll be all right. It's just in his eyebrow.
Brooksby tackled by Norsworthy. Play allowed to go on. Darren Kapler. Right boot. That's high. McGrath couldn't take the mark in the centre of the pack. Wool charges his way through. Fryer picks up.
Schneebichler's off.
His kicks towards half forward. Norsworthy couldn't take the mark. Fraser with an opportunity. A left foot kick around the corner. That's offline and a minor score. To go. Harris went to contest the tap. It's off hands. Bubner put the handball away looking for McGrath. Darryl Hewitt on the bottom of the pack working hard. Nailey comes out with it. Shows a bit of pace onto the left boot. High looking kick. What a great snap by Nailey.
Big high kick this time. Screamer of a mark taken by Dewhurst, is it? Phew. Saw him go up, and we lost what happened to the ball as he turned for a high chest mark. His 8th mark of the day. His 8th kick of the day. Now Statsman tells us, and he's going. Back in towards the pocket. Bytheen couldn't take it. There's Would. Has to go backwards to Hately. Hately onto the left boot. Has a shot. And it's good. South Adelaide, 11 goals 9. Centrals 4-5.
Well, we've seen the highlights of the first half of the game from the Adelaide Oval today. Let's now pick up the action. We're in the third term. In fact, we're 2.5 minutes in, and South Adelaide lead by 46 points.
Brooksby will go to the outer side. Dewhurst setting himself, got up high, tapped on by Darren Kapler. At the back, Vivian. Oh, nicely read by Kapler. The ball fell to his boot and he's off. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. He's got plenty of time, looks behind. 3 bounces, onto the left boot. High-looking shot, and what an individual effort by Kapler from the half-back line to the goal square, and it's his second. South Adelaide, 12 goals 10, Central Districts 4 goals 6.
What a beautiful movement. But even more importantly, of course, what a magnificent kick. He put the extra bounce in when he got inside half forward and then settled himself with the player coming towards him. He didn't have a lot of room in which to manoeuvre, but he just put it into the foot so smoothly and accurately. Just let it go with the wind, just kept running on the line. You don't see any better kicks than those 2 Kapler lads. They're credit to them the way they can kick the ball.
DeRouge against Christie. Bounce favoured Christie, who grabbed it out of the air and heads for the half-forward line. Good kick and a fly from the back. And a great mark by Malcolm McGrath. From centre-half back. Goes towards the outer side. Stuart Palmer in front of Wilbur Wilson. Christie with the ball now. Out to Kapler again, the one who just got the goal. It's Darren Kapler. His kick skids along the ground. Schneebichler's chasing it, but he won't get there. So out of bounds on the half-forward line for South Adelaide.
Boundary umpire to throw in. South with the breeze this quarter. Just looking at the trees, it just may have dropped a fraction, but still worth quite a few goals. The ball away came from DeRouge. Back to Darren Kapler. He's got it now. Gets around Vivian. Towards the pocket area, over Bubner's head. Fooled Slattery as well. Pick up by Bone. Handball away. Centrals will take it out of defence towards centre wing, looking for Connolly. Off hands, Robin White. Across the ground, Harris well out in front. Spoiled away from behind by Bytheen.
Gee, Harris did it well then, because that ball fell loose to ground and he managed to still get the legs over it, because Bytheen looked to pick it up and go away, but he was a long way out that time, wasn't he? Led right out to the centre half forward. In fact, even further out than that, as we see the bounce in that position. Schneebeckler tapped it on. No one there to take it forward for South, though. Now a chance for Nailey. Nailey will put it on. Will it swing around? Not quite. Gee, magic coming out of the pack, and has a look and pings away. That time not quite enough. So South Adelaide 12 goals 10 now. Centrals 4-6. In fact, we'll have to give them another point. 12-11 South Adelaide.
This time Bytheen has found DeRouge. Had problems kicking out in the previous quarter. That kick much better. DeRouge towards centre wing, looking for Connolly. Spoiled away from behind by Robin White. And we'll see a throw in, outer side centre wing. Sun shining now at Adelaide Oval. Looks dark over the hills at present, but doesn't feel like rain at Adelaide Oval at this stage. Let's hope not. Throw in. DeRouge against Christie. Palmer went without it. Christie got the kick away towards half forward. McGrath. It's around Dewhurst, but he kicks off the side of the boot. It's high towards the boundary line, just inside. And the umpire forced to throw in again.
It's on the outer side, half forward flank. South in attack. Schneebeckler to contest. Against DeRouge. DeRouge won it. Chance for Centrals now. Oh, gee, the hand pass at the feet of Bone. He's going to push it on Rowe. The offender manages to get it again. This time another high hand pass and away. McGrath gets it on towards Edwards. Edwards in the centre. He runs into Fairclough. Can Nailey do something with it? No, coming through. High tackle on Vivian. Play it on, says the umpire. Plays the advantage. Rowe's caught. Gets it away. Bubner comes through. Good tackle by Palmer. Bennett on the bottom for South Adelaide. He's number 2, getting up, wearing the helmet. And it came from Sturt several seasons ago for South Adelaide.
Ron Hately's down on the half-forward line. They're going to get the stretcher out, I think, to bring him off the ground, because though he's done something to his knee.
Bounce up, DeRouge very high. Off hands, out the back door. Stuart Palmer should be first to it. The handball away. Nailey. One bounce. 2, he's off. Kick up towards half forward. Ron Hately coming off at the moment. Being carried off. Here's a chance, Kapler. Oh, he ran into trouble. Straight into McGrath. Butler trying to come through. The umpire's whistle is gone, and it's Central District's favour as Butler comes on to replace Ron Hately.
Shane Butler returning after injury. Coach Corns looked to me as though he was trying to keep Shane Butler on that interchange bench for as long as he possibly could. May still just have some semblance of soreness in the injury, and therefore hoping that he could really recover, and a day on the bench wouldn't have hurt him.
It was listed as a back and shoulder, and with that sort of injury, it's hard to tell when it's completely fixed. Oh, Central District have just given away a free kick, and that was as plain as the nose on your face, Robert.
I would say that was a bit obvious by Trevor Rowe.
The kick in. Schneebeckler couldn't take it for South Adelaide. Centrals now to try to clear through Bone, and he's thrown the ball away, and so another free kick. This time Craig Dewhurst playing centre for South Adelaide.
Good kick, and just about get this, Keith, if he really got onto it.
See Dewhurst, like most centremen these days, likes to travel. He's down in the forward pocket. Long kick into the square. Who's recovering first? Darren Harris is the answer. He picks up his first goal of the day. And South Adelaide are now 13-11. Central's 4-6. Bytheen back in the middle. Vivian to give a bit of run from centre half back. Now towards the centre. Philip Graham in front. Can't take it. Keeps it in front of him cleverly, though. Good play by Graham. His kick's no good, though. Connolly's in front. White ducks back. Takes it. Ooh, big shove by Graham coming through. Fraser shrugs the tackle onto the left boot. Has a go. And at last, Centrals have picked up their first goal for the quarter. A long way into it, too. And 19 minutes in, Centrals go at last to 5-7 behind South's 13-13.
So Robert Fraser's kicked 1 goal for this afternoon. Most unusual for him, but that was well done. Then he faked a handball, and then just pulled the ball back in and then came across. He was slightly balanced onto his right leg, in fact, and then kicked the left footer. And Graham Brooksby in a little bit of pain. He's a bit worried about that leg. He stretched it somewhat. He's just going to let it settle for a while and see how he comes up in a few moments' time.
Bruce Joycey in ruck for Central Districts. His first game for them today, of course, coming from Melbourne. Platten couldn't take it. Grant Edwards tried to go against the tide. Platten's got it now, and he's got it away towards half forward. Sport away from behind by Robin White. There's that man Phil Graham again. He's a little live wire for the Bulldogs, and he's won the free kick. Well, he's certainly trying his heart out, along with Wilbur Wilson. Two of the dynamic forwards for Central Districts, but of course you've got to get the ball to them before they can do anything with it.
Yes, they're coming in too short. There's no real attack, although just this latter few moments, I'd say the last 5 to 10 minutes, Central Districts have certainly tried to attack into that forward line much longer and more directly.
Phil Graham's kick looks good off the boot. Will it carry? It won't. It's off hands. Could be a snap by Norsworthy as he dribbled it through. It's hit the post. Bad luck, Mark Norsworthy. Centrals are now 5 goals 8. South Adelaide 13-13.
Kick-off from Phil Brooksby. Out wide to McIntyre, who's on instead of Graham Brooksby. Mark taken, good mark taken, right out on the flank there by Peter Vivian.
See, he's one of the players who's lifted across the centre. He's starting to get a few touches, and he needs to, because Central wants them run through the middle.
21 minutes into the third quarter, Peter Vivian lines up to bring the ball in, decides to go short, and Chief Stewie Palmer had a chance to get his hands up, didn't. Platten to Wilbur Wilson onto the left boot, and this time he's done it. Wilbur Wilson's first goal of the day. Centrals 7-8, South 13-13.
Well, that kick coming from the outer side from a good mark then by Vivian, and as he was doing that, Stephen Bowen came off with a bad leg injury. And so we see Central Districts trying to come back into the game with a beautiful handball then by the little rover John Platten as he was resting in the pocket, and Wilson with his favourite left foot hook over the shoulder.
Back to the centre, and it's Christie against Bruce Joycey. Daru down and gone to the forward area. Probably like there's Bohm, Stephen Bohm sitting on the bench. A few altercations with John Smeebickler early in the game.
He's a lovely lad, Stephen Bohm, too. He's a very mild-mannered, really nice guy.
Tap by Christie towards Schneebickler.
Bubner at centre-half back.
Can't pick it up. He's got it now. Bubner applied the tackle. Beautifully read off hands by Nailey. Onto that boot. Characteristic kick up forward towards Philip Wald. Had 2 grabs, couldn't bring it down. Pryor was his opponent. The umpire will ball up. Half-forward line for the Panthers. Defence has come under a lot of pressure today. Joycey, big right-arm hook around. It was picked up by Darryl Hewitt. His kick's high. Peter Bythien getting underneath it, and will mark just inside the line.
Bythien will go to the outer side. The half-back flank. He's looking for Joycey, but a high take there, attempt by Bubner. South Adelaide in possession. Kapler straight into the square. It's taken out of there by Central Districts, right towards the centre of the ground. Fairclough to Palmer. He goes across to Butler, who's on. Butler's missed it. Graham, great pickup. On to Wilbur, he'll give it back. Oh, no, he won't. He scored. Holding the ball. Good tackle, Stewie.
Gee, a bit of a reaction there from Stewie. Holds the ball up to the crowd.
Yes, he's a bit keen to show that he'd taken Wilson then.
He's certainly got a bit of going in the very spirited competition today.
Craig Dewhurst, it's not a bad little snap. Darren Harris manages to see it go through for at least a score. It's a minor one. So South are now 13 goals 14. Central Districts are on 6 goals 8. As the sun comes out to greet Bythien, will kick towards the outer side. We're a minute away from time on. Centrals would love to kick at least 2 or 3 goals to come home with the breeze. Bubner towards Fraser. We must be on the half-forward line now with Darouge at full forward.
He's at centre-half forward because Bubner's gone back to centre-half back with Bowen coming off the ground.
He's found Peter Vivian. Vivian's going to go short looking for Connolly. Bennett's going to come in late and spoil away. A massive spoil towards the boundary line. And that's out of bounds. and a ball in.
Yes, that slow kick, it's like the slow handball. In modern football, the ball's got to go from body to body fairly quickly and directly because of the pace of the movement of the players. And those slow floating kicks are no good.
DeRouge and McIntyre contested. Ball went down to 2 or 3 South players. Stuart Palmer hands the ball to the umpire. So the throw-in is only about 30 metres out from the central goal. As DeRouge gets the tap, but Nailey snaps it. Good 1-to-1 contest there. Fraser with the ball again at centre-half forward. Left footer is pretty wide of the goals. 1 point only. Central's 6-9 now on South's 13-14.
1-5 to Robert Fraser.
Stuart Palmer will bring the ball back into play. Picks out Brooksby. It's Philip Brooksby. He'll drive the Panthers towards the outer side. Bubner high from behind, red off hands. Phil Graham's in there. Plays over the ball. Finally, Darren Kapler with the handball to his brother David Kapler. Now, David's on his left foot. He'll hook it back around the corner. Harris, easily done. Big, tall man. Just keeps putting those hands up and plucking them out of the air. He's directly in front. He'll have no trouble at all with the distance. Just the accuracy, and he hasn't been that accurate today. He's got 1 goal to his credit so far. Has he made it number 2? He has. The South, 14 goals, 14. They're 98 points. Central District's on 6 goals, 9, 45.
Well, Harris was very confident then to lead out to centre-half forward. When he saw Kapler coming around that half-forward flank, he led up the middle of the ground. Bytheen went back to the goal square, believing that Kapler would sink the ball into the square. But the Kaplers, with such deadly accuracy with their kick, controlled into that centre-half forward area, and Harris only had to beat the little men. Philip Graham's in a bit of trouble out on the outer side of the ground at the start of the bounce down. They're giving a bit of trouble to his knee, I would say, on the far side.
53 points the difference, and South Adelaide again into attack. Fairclough. The half-forward line. Schneebickler took his own player out there, I think. Slattery. Schneebickler now with the ball. Has a go. It's offline, but Harris has taken another one. Gee, that's a fine mark. Ball kept coming at him. Had to drop back. He must have had to use the body to push back on Bytheen, who was right with him.
Yes, he's got the height, hasn't he? When he puts those arms up, he's tall enough as it is, but with the stretch of his arms as well, just too tall.
So Darren Harris has got a very acute angle, but he's close. He's only about 10 metres out. And it looks good. It is good. His 3rd, so he's in the game now. And South Adelaide, they pull away to an unbeatable lead. 15 goals, 14, Central 6-9.
Yes, an easy win to the Panthers down there at the Adelaide Oval today. Their work rate was superb. Final scoreline, South Adelaide 17 goals, 16, 118 points. Central Districts 10 goals, 11, 71. The goal kickers for South, Darren Kapler got 3, along with Slattery and Harris, while for Centrals, Graham and Wilson both got 3. The stats from the game, kicks 195 to 172, marks 71 to 73, handballs 104 South Adelaide, only 52 Central Districts, the frees 24 to 32, rucks out of centre 10 to 9, and the scoring shots were 33 to 21. Of course, a number of milestones broken in league football this afternoon. One of those occurred at the Adelaide Oval. Glenn Hewitt today celebrated 250 league games, so congratulations to Glenn Hewitt. And Robert, there were a couple of newcomers for Centrals that did well as well. David Bubner and the ruck